Good afternoon, friends, and welcome to Step Up Academy. So, continuing with our UPSC PYQ question analysis, we are going to continue with question number 21 to question number 30. Remember, in these sessions, I'm not simply giving you the answers or I'm not simply discussing the questions which have been asked, but my main focus is on building your approach with respect to which question you should be solving and which question you should skip. This is very, very important because you should be thoroughly aware of which questions you should not target in the examination, because obviously you can't solve all the 100 questions. Some questions you have to skip. Okay, so in this sessions, in these PYQ sessions, we are mostly focusing upon this particular aspect. Okay. So continuing with our question set, we have already seen. Uh, okay, yeah. So we have already seen question number 1 to 20. We have seen. So continuing with question number 21. Check 18. We have seen 20 Hindi medium, and we have 21. Okay, fine. So these were the questions for 2021. Next 10 question set. I hope it's visible. Okay. So 21st question. Which one of the following is used in preparing a natural mosquito repellent? Natural mosquito repellent. So we have Congress grass, we have elephant grass, we have lemon grass, we have nut grass. Okay, so there are four types of grasses. If I talk about Congress grass is usually seen everywhere. Everywhere. You go to any park, you will find Congress grass, the small grass that we see in the parks and gardens. Usually, in this Congress grass, if you sit in any park, definitely at the evening time, you'll find mosquitoes biting you. So Congress grass is definitely not the answer. Then if I talk about the elephant grass is usually found in the tropical savanna region. Tropical savanna region. Okay. Elephant grass in tropical savanna. Fine. And if I talk about the tropical savanna region, here we find a lot of mosquitoes that are present in the Sudan region and all. So definitely it is not a mosquito repellent. Now you are left with two options, whether it is lemongrass or whether it is nut grass. Lemongrass or nut grass. So now, if you are not aware with respect to this question, you should simply in the first marking, you should keep it in mark and review. Okay, because nut grass you probably might not be aware of, but Congress grass it is very common. Elephant grass you should be thoroughly aware of because it is a static related thing. But if I talk about this lemongrass and nut grass, this in case if you are not aware, keep it in mark and review. Solve it at the end when you have not solved the sufficient number of question. Okay, because it is easy now, only you have to do 50-50%. Okay, most of the time what happens that this 50-50 goes incorrect, but at least you have some chances over here. Fine. So 2021 I'll keep it in mark and review. Then next question, consider the following kinds of organisms: copepods, cyanobacteria, diatoms, foraminifera. Which of the above are primary producers of in the food chains of oceans? In the food chains of oceans, if you look at or if you have studied environment subject very thoroughly, environment static things with respect to it very thoroughly, you take any book with respect to environment, be it Shankar book, be it that PMF book, any book for environment you are referring to, you will always hear of two species, two aspects, that is cyanobacteria and diatoms. ठीक है, कहीं ना कहीं आपने डेफिनेटली पढ़ा ही होगा, that is cyanobacteria and diatoms. ठीक है, ये आपने पढ़ा ही होगा. You would have also heard about the foraminifera. Not sure whether you would have read or not about the copepods, but these two are directly mentioned in the static thing. That's why I say always focus on the static subject. You should be having a very strong command on your static subject. Those are five static subjects: history, geography, polity, economy, and environment. These are five static subjects. Their sources are also defined. Go with them. So if you are thoroughly aware with this, you can easily mark the answer. In case if you are not aware, you can directly skip, because organisms, there are limitations with respect to which organisms you should be doing. ठीक है, so environment में ये बहुत तकलीफ देता है, ये organisms. Again, question, consider the following animals. So if you look at the environment questions, they are very dynamic. They are very dynamic in nature. Okay, some of them might be static, but some of them they are asking such kind of way. Now, which all species you are going to study? Which all species you are going to do? There are limitations, but always read the question very carefully. For example, with this particular, consider the following animals: hedgehog, marmot, and pangolin. To reduce the chance of being captured by predators, which of the above organism rolls up or roll up and protect its their vulnerable parts? Okay, so which organisms, whenever there is an attack, they simply roll up. They roll up. You should be aware with this particular organisms. Okay, fine. Hedgehog है, marmot है, and pangolin. You should be aware with respect to this particular species, pangolin. This is the most traded or most trafficked mammal in the world. It is also called as the scaly ant eaters. Scaly ant eater. Okay? So it has scales upon it. This is the most trafficked mammal in the world. If I talk about India, in India it is found in some regions in the northeastern parts and mostly found in the China. So some species you should be thoroughly aware of. If I talk about marmot, I may not be aware of. If I talk about hedgehog, I might not be aware of. But if I'm reading the question very carefully, what it is saying, the organism protects himself or herself. ठीक है, the organism is protecting himself or herself. So protection है, तो protect करना है. So what you will do? You will hedge. I am taking the concept from economy section. You would have heard one concept in economy section, that is hedge fund. So what people do, people transfer their funds to some hedge fund or account to save their funds from the, or you can say, drastic changes in the market. So from there I am taking my logic, hedge fund, that means I am protecting my money over here. Here the animal is hedge hog. Okay? In examination you have to apply such kinds of logic, or else it will become very difficult. It will become very difficult. Which all organisms you are going to study in this world? There are crores and billions of species of animals in this world. It is not possible to do. But by reading the statement very thoroughly, protecting himself or herself, so hedging, hedge fund from economy, I'm utilizing that concept over here, and hedge hog. So I'm aware of pangolin. Yes, I'm definitely aware of pangolin. It is a scaly animal and it protects itself. Then I am aware of now hedgehog as well, because I have used my logic. Try to apply such things in the examination. Read the question very carefully. Most of the questions you have to solve in the examination at then and their places. So 1 and 2 becomes correct over here. ठीक है, कौन से organisms के बारे में पढ़ते बैठोगे? Read the question very carefully. Okay. Then 23. Then next we have the 24. That's why people say ना, environment बहुत difficult था, कहाँ से आया, कहाँ से पूछा, पता नहीं. ठीक है, questions के through ही solve करने की कोशिश करो. With reference to the New York Declaration, with reference to New York Declaration on forest, which of the following statements are correct? ठीक है, so we have read n number of conventions, protocols, Kigali agreement पढ़ा होगा, Montreal protocol पढ़ा होगा, Cartagena, ठीक है, नागोया वगैरह, Stockholm, सारी चीजें पढ़ी. बट यहाँ पे पूछा क्या? They have asked New York Declaration on forest. कहाँ पे current affair में क्या पता? देख लेते. ठीक है, it was first endorsed at the United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. Very factual statement. Very factual statement. It was first endorsed at the United Nations Climate Summit in 2014. Factual है, नहीं पता, dash कर दिया. It endorses a global timeline to end the loss of forest. ठीक है? It endorses. Now it is saying New York Declaration on Forest. Again, I am reading the statement very carefully. It is a declaration. It is a declaration. Fine. Declaration are such things in which people will endorse anything. Okay? You are not signing it, you are not ratifying it. Okay, so there is no global ratification, there is no global sign being done by all the nation. It simply said it endorses. Read the question very carefully. It is a declaration, it is not a convention, it is not a declaration, it is a legally binding. Now, first of all, you are saying it is a declaration. It is not a convention. It is not a protocol. And here it is saying it is legally binding. Is it possible? Had it been legally binding with respect to forest, then the entire world would have been aware of. Legally binding. Possible ही नहीं है. Possible ही नहीं. देख लेते हैं आंसर आता है. Third. ठीक. So ये गया. ये गया. So I have left with two options. 1, 2, 4 or 2 and 5. Let's read the fourth statement. It is endorsed by the governments, big companies and indigenous communities. Again, I find the same pattern It is endorsed by the government, big companies and indigenous communities. Endorse ही तो बोला है, साइन थोड़ी किया है, ratification थोड़ी किया है, endorse किया है भाई, किया भाई endorse, सबने किया. Read the statement, read the words very carefully. India is one of the signatories. Now, again, I get the word signatory. Is it a convention? No, it is simply a declaration. Why would India sign it? So, you have to have good command on English as well. ठीक है, इंग्लिश सिर्फ सी सेट के लिए काम में नहीं आता, इंग्लिश यहाँ पर भी काम में आ रहा है. सम, कैन, लीथल, वीथल, सो ऑल दिस वी हैव टू जस्ट analyze the statement. So what I find that only 1, 2 and 4, because it is simply saying it is endorsed. Okay, endorsed by the government, big companies and indigenous communities. So despite, if even in case if you are not having any information with respect to this particular aspect, this declaration, then also you can get the answer by just reading the statement very carefully. Endorse है भाई, endorse है, ठीक है, endorse किया था, 1, 2 and 4. Fine. So you have to apply such logic. Here I applied the logic of hedgehog. Here I applied the logic of economy, hedge fund. Okay. Now let's come to 25th question. See, always also have one more habit. Whenever you have such multiple things given, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, always try to look for first eliminating some of the other option. Okay, magnetite particles suspected to cause neurodegenerative problems are generated as environmental pollutants from which of the following? Okay, so from which we can get the magnetite particles. Now again question arises, भाई ये कहाँ से पूछे? कहाँ से पूछे? लॉजिक अपना लेते कुछ तो. ठीक है, दे आर जनरेटेड फ्रॉम न्यूरोजेनेटिक प्रॉब्लम, दे कॉज न्यूरोजेनेटिक प्रॉब्लम. ठीक है, कहाँ कहाँ से आ जा सकता है? ब्रेक्स ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल से आ सकता है क्या? इंजिन ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल, अगर अगर इंजन से आ रहा है तो ब्रेक से भी तो आता ही होगा. कौन सा दो अलग अलग चीजें वहां पे हो जा रही है? ठीक है, इंजन से आ रहा है तो ब्रेक से भी आता होगा. माइक्रोवेव स्टोव विद इन होम्स. ठीक है, सो इंजन हीट इज जनरेटेड, ब्रेक्स हीट इज जनरेटेड, माइक्रोवेव स्टोव हीट इज जनरेटेड. हाँ भाई, आ रहा है फिर भी. पावर प्लांट हीट इज जनरेटेड. टेलीफोन लाइन्स whether heat is generated to some extent, I would say, but to some extent might be heat generated over there. Okay? So such type of questions usually when you get in the examination 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I won't say all the options are correct, I won't say such thing. I'll always go with finding some or the other common thing in them, here I am finding brake से motor heat generate होती है, engine है heat generate होगा, microwave heat generate होता है, power plant heat generate होता है, telephone lines होता होगा किसी न किसी में थोड़ा बहुत तो होता होगा. Okay, so do I find option 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, I find it only in this, whether it is present in telephone lines or not. Even in case if I am not aware of, still I will get the answer, that is option D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so environment, I am saying static subject, you should have good commands on the environment, but some of the other places you have to have a very calm mind and try to apply some of the other logic. ठीक है, let's see another. ठीक है, अभी फिर से ऑर्गेनिज्म, फिर से कोई अलग ऑर्गेनिज्म आ गया. ठीक, which one of the following is a filter feeder? which one of the following is a filter feeder? ठीक है, कैटफिश. ठीक है, कैटफिश ये आई थिंक थोड़ा सा इसकी तरह दिखता है, ये ऑटर की तरह कुछ ऐसा दिखता है. ठीक है, कैटफिश. ऑक्टोपस, whether octopus is a filter feeder, is it filtering water or anything? Oyster, pelican. ठीक है, so which among them? If you are aware of this, then only you can solve, or else keep it in mark and review. Now I applied the logic over here that oyster shells we have, and these oyster shells, from this they are made, we get pearls. ठीक है, natural form में we get the pearls, and whenever the oyster shells, in that whenever there any stone gets stuck into it, then that oyster shell, it creates one you can say a layer around that particular rock or anything, and over a period of time a pearl is formed. So from that I said that okay, filter kar raha hai, feeder hai, and it is filtering something. Okay, so the answer might be pearl, oyster. Okay, so from there I tried to simply apply the logic. Okay, then next we see This is a static stuff you should be thoroughly aware of. In case of which one of the following biogeochemical cycle, the weathering of rocks is the main source of release of nutrient to enter the cycle. Okay, we have carbon cycle, which is atmospheric. We have nitrogen cycle. We have atmospheric. Okay, then sulfur cycle from volcanoes and all sulfuric gases, and they are emitted hydrogen sulfide and all. The only remaining from the rocks, that is the phosphorus cycle. This you should be aware of. और ये दिया भी गया है, कोई भी एनवायरनमेंट की किताब पढ़ लो, उसमें ये दिया गया है, ठीक. Then 28 question, again some animals have been given, ठीक है, some organisms have been given. Let's try to look. Which of the following are detrivores? Detrivores, that means they decompose the thing. They decompose the thing. Decompose and usually increase or provide nutrients, ठीक है. They provide nutrients. Nutrients in the sense they are decomposing the thing and converting into nutrients something. Okay, so we find earthworms present in the soil, and as a result of which we get this earthworm based fertilizer. Okay, so it is good. Jellyfish. Whether jellyfish is a detritivore or I am not aware of. Millipedes. ठीक है, ये पढ़ा है क्या? नहीं पता. I am not aware of. Sea horses. Sea horses. Aquaman movie देखी, ठीक है. सो एक्वामैन मूवी में बहुत सारे एक्वामैन सी हॉर्सेस, अपना ये देख लो अवतार, अवतार मूवी ओशंस वाला. सो सी हॉर्सेस उसमें प्रेजेंट. आर दे एनी डेट्रियोर? नो, दे आर नॉट दी डेट्रियोर. सी हॉर्सेस आर नॉट दी डेट्रियोर. फोर गया, ठीक है. देन वुड लाइस, ठीक है. वुड नाम ही है, वुड लाइस नाम ही है. सो डेफिनेटली इट माइट बी डिकम्पोजिंग दी वुड. It might be, you can say, surviving on the wood. Nami wood lice. Definitely it is correct. So 1 and 5. Where do I find 1 and 5 that are correct? So I find at multiple places 1 and 5 that are correct, but I have already eliminated. मेरे पास knowledge था, मूवी से आया था, ठीक है. सी हॉर्सेस, okay, I have seen sea horses in those movies. They are not the detrivores. So 4 गया, 4 गया. So I am left with 1 and 5 I was aware of. I am not aware of 3. Then still I am getting the answer. ठीक है. नाम में ही है wood lice. That's why I'm saying hedgehog. It was there within the name, given there itself, protection. ठीक है, protecting itself. Hedgehog. Here wood lice. Okay. Read the question very carefully. Most of the time you'll get the answer from the question itself. Next, again environment based question. The common carbon metric supported by UNEP has been developed by. ठीक है, हैज बीन डेवलप्ड. भाई दुनिया भर की सारी चीजें देख ली, ये कहां से पूछ लिया? कॉमन कार्बन मेट्रिक. मेट्रिक मीन समथिंग वी आर मेजरिंग बेसिकली कार्बन. लेट्स सी हाउ वी कैन मेजर. Assessing the carbon footprint of building operation around the world. So you are doing metric means measurement, and for measurement you should be assessing the things. Okay, you should be assessing the things. Basically it means you should be doing assessment. Okay, there we saw the word endorse, here I am getting the word assessment. Okay, from metric measurement as assessment. ठीक है, देख लेते हैं. Assessing the carbon footprint of building operation, any building operation around the world. ठीक है. Enabling commercial farming entities around the world to enter carbon emission trading. Enabling, it is a measurement thing, metric. आप measure कर रहे हो. So how you are going to enable the commercial farmers? नाम से ही जाओ. Enable नहीं. Enabling government to assess. अच्छा, is the SSB. Enabling government to assess the overall carbon footprint caused by their countries. Overall carbon footprint. Is it possible? Overall carbon footprint. And enabling the government. Not possible. ठीक है. End में है वापस से assess. Assessing the overall carbon footprint caused by the use of fossil fuels by the world in a unit time. ठीक है, all the world. क्या क्या मजाक कर रहे हैं? ठीक है भाई, पूरी दुनिया को कहां से करेंगे? ठीक है, असेसिंग था, यहाँ पे भी वर्ड प्ले आई एम डूइंग. एनेबलिंग नहीं, एनेबलिंग वर्ड प्ले नो. असेसिंग द कार्बन फुटप्रिंट ऑफ बिल्डिंग ऑपरेशंस अराउंड द वर्ल्ड. सो बिल्डिंग ऑपरेशंस, इंडिविजुअल बिल्डिंग ऑपरेशंस का आप कार्बन मेट्रिक कर सकते हैं, बट फॉर इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द एंटायर वर्ल्ड इट विल बिकम वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट. Okay, so read the question carefully. Even if I am not aware of, still I am getting the answers correctly because I am reading it thoroughly and I am trying to apply the logic which is present in the question itself. Okay, some species which you are not at all aware of, skip this. Now this I would have, if you are not aware of, skip this. But here you should be thinking in depth. फर्स्ट राउंड में ही मार्क मत कर देना, लगा तो जस्ट कीप इट इन मार्क एंड रिव्यू, एंड इन द सेकंड राउंड यू मे ट्राई टू गो फॉर इट. यहाँ पे आप रिस्क ले सकते हो, बिकॉज in the examination there will be only 40-45 questions which you will be thoroughly aware of. You have to apply such logics in solving the questions. ठीक है, 30 देख लेते हैं. Which of the following have species that can establish symbiotic relation with other organism? ठीक है, Cnidarians भाई नहीं पता मुझे. Fungi we know. Lichens, ठीक है, lichens have a symbiotic relation with algae and fungi. ठीक है, so I am aware of this particular thing. Fungi I am aware of. देख लेते ऑप्शन. Cnidaria मुझे नहीं पता, Protozoa मुझे नहीं पता, ठीक है, but fungi I am sure of. Fungi I see over here, fungi I see over here. ठीक है, और कुछ है क्या? Sorry. Even fungi, ठीक है, so I see fungi, fungi, ठीक है, I see over here. तो टू यहाँ पे तो 3 ऑप्शन बचते हैं. ठीक है, next is protozoa. I'm not sure whether protozoa are having a symbiotic relation or not. So there are 3 options. So I will keep this in mark and review. ठीक है, so I will try to solve such type of question which are difficult. I will try to solve it at the end, but some questions which are very easy, you should be solving them in the first go by just applying some or the other logic. For example, we have kept 30 in mark and review. We have solved 29, we have solved 28, we have solved 27. ठीक है, 26 भी लगा तो आप mark and review mark करो. So out of 5 I am solving 3 questions, 2 I am keeping in mark and review. Okay, then this the train is given, so train obviously here all were correct, so this you are solving. Then declaration endorses, applying the logic and solving. 24 you have solved, applying the logic and solving. 23 hedgehog, pangolin, I'm getting the answer. Then 22nd, this you should be aware of, cyanobacteria and diatoms. In case this you are not aware of, keep it in mark and review. So out of 10 questions you are solving 7 questions and 3 you are keeping it mark and review. So try to apply this logic while solving the questions, while giving the test. Then and then only you will be having a good command on solving in this manner on the spot by thinking of by doing the word play. And UPSC is a master in respect to this. No other institutions can match UPSC level. That's why I'm conducting this UPSC PYQ sessions in which I'm helping you people how to read the statements. Okay, most of the places, the PYQ sessions that you have, they will simply come and tell you the answer and they will say, okay, इसके option से answer वगैरह बन सकता है. No, my sessions are how to solve the questions without even having the knowledge. Okay, so I hope this will help you out. So tomorrow we'll conduct next 10 questions and try to find some logics in those other questions. So we have already seen economy, we have now seen environment. ठीक है, आगे जाके पॉलिटी, ज्योग्राफी, हिस्ट्री सारे क्वेश्चंस आएंगे. So we'll try to cover up over there. Okay, so thank you.